Okay, so I've sort of kept something under wraps for a while because I didn't know how it was going to play out. And it just sort of reached a moment recently where I felt that I should discuss it because I'm sure that I'm not the only one that's ever gone through this. I'm actually being bullied at work. This girl who started working there several months ago, months after I started working there, she, one of the very first shifts we ever worked together, she decided that in the middle of us working with a lineup of people that she was going to just leave the store. Didn't tell anyone she was going on her break and just decided that she was going to walk out. I called the supervisor because I was there by myself at the front cash. Ever since this sort of like situation, because when she came back in, I was like, I don't know where you've worked before, but that kind of stuff is childish. You need to let people know when you're leaving the store, especially when I'm by myself and there's a lineup of people. And she replied with, you need to like grow up. And I was like, I'm the one who needs to grow up. So ever since then, there's been a bit of animosity. Here's the thing. Whenever there's a bully and they can't bully someone or whatever, I think that they lash out irrationally. And this person has lashed out irrationally at me several times. She has, like, it's been, like, close to closing, and, like, without telling anyone she's leaving and signing out, she's signed out, lineup of people, just left me at the front. And you know what? I will admit, I did the same thing to her later on because, well, payback's a fucking bitch. And then recently, so at the front cash, we have like a little line thing, and there's nowhere at our front cash to put the baskets. You either put them back in the gateway where you came in, or you put them around where the lotto machine is. So when there's a lineup of people, I generally will take my customers, I'll generally take my customer's basket and I'll put it away for them. So what I do is I slide it behind me. There is ample room behind there that everyone can walk back and forth. So the other day that we were working together, I think like 2 shifts ago, she walked past, and then as she was coming, she was going to the lotto machine and I was in the middle. So it was her till, my till, lotto machine. Every single time she came back from the lotto machine, she kicked the baskets. And I'm not talking like kick them like, ha. I'm talking like very aggressively kick them. I'm not generally in a fear for my safety at work, but if someone's kicking things around you and someone is displaying anger towards you, you have to sort of get to a point where it's not fear, but smart to say something. So the last shift we worked together, she's a clock watcher, by the way, which I think is hilarious. I mean, we all are, but she's like to the extreme. So it's 8 o'clock. There's no one in line. I see 2 baskets. I'm about to put them away so she doesn't fucking kick them anymore. And she looks and she goes, it's 8 o'clock. Samantha, it's 8 o'clock. And I was like, okay. And she was like, I need to go on my break. I said, well, then go on your break. There's nobody in the line and I have backup. So I go to put the baskets back, and I come back, and I start serving another customer. And then all of a sudden, some customer walks up to her and starts talking, and they're like being all like friendly to each other, and they're like, she's like, so how are you? Oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, I thought you were going on your break. I was like, you just yelled at me for it being 8 o'clock, and you wanted to go on your break, and now you're not on your break. And she, by the way, she's got her closed sign up, not dealing with customers, still on the clock, not on our break yet. And I looked at her and I was like, we all have a schedule to keep when it comes to breaks. I was like, so I would appreciate that if you're going to go on your break, go on your break. She looks at me and yells in front of everyone. By the way, my conversation wasn't loud enough for anyone to hear other than her and I and her newfound best friend that was on the other side of the counter. She yells in front of all the customers, you need to grow up. And I was like, I looked at her and I was like, don't ever talk to me like that again. And I was very calm about it, you know, because, you know what, because I'm a fucking lady. Even though that fucking before the lady didn't really make that seem like I'm a lady at all. Woo. Anyhow, so the other night, it's 11 o'clock, we've all finished. She comes barging into the back room, screaming and yelling at me, if you do one more thing to me, I'm going to go to human resources. And I was like, go. I was like, I have witnesses to how badly you've treated me over the last couple of months. oh, you need to stop sucking on everyone. And I was like, what are you talking about? Sucking what? And apparently what she meant to say in her broken whatever accent it is that she has, because she still doesn't know where she's from, because one day she's born in Paris, one day she's born in Montreal, and another day she's born in some other place. I have no idea. Anyway, and apparently she meant, like, I need to stop sucking up to people. I don't suck up to people. I'm just genuinely a nice person. I'm sorry that when you come into work, you have to pretend to be someone you're not. If you're a bitch, just be a bitch. If you're a nice person, then be a nice person. It's not rocket science. People are going to eventually see through the fake you, i.e., the fake person you're pretending to be at the front. Oh, hi, hi, hi. And then in the back, you're an asshole. People will eventually see that. That wall's going to come crumbling down, and people are going to see you for the real you. Like I have always seen you for the real you. Just saying. So then, a couple of months ago, I had complained to my manager. I said that I thought that she was being transphobic, but I couldn't actually pinpoint it. Because this girl is nice to everybody else in the store except for me. Except for me. Okay, well, there's other black people in the store, there's other white people in the store, there's other, Asian people in the store, and she's nice to all of them except for the tranny. It's not rocket science, people. Do the math. So finally, she proved to me that I was in fact right, that she was transphobic. In the back room, she says to me, and I quote, I don't know what kind of hormones you're on or whatnot, but you either need to take less or more, because a real woman doesn't act like that. Ding, ding, ding. Transphobic piece of shit. Now, listen, I get it. In different cultures, in different things, it's one thing to be gay, it's a whole other thing to be trans. And people can respect people that are gay far often than not than they can respect people that are trans. And I understand that. However, the workplace is no place for transphobia. I won't tolerate it, and I'm hoping that Rexall won't tolerate it either. I have a witness. The dumbest thing this girl ever did was come yelling and screaming at me into the back room when there was two people sitting right there who could hear the entire conversation. I could have went with the race card. I could have went with the overweight card. I could have went with all of these things, and I didn't. As my witness will state, all I did was say bye, bye, and yes, of course, I threw in a bye, Felicia, because I couldn't help myself. And then she says, okay, Vanessa, see, you don't even matter to me so much, I don't know your name. Bitch, you know my name. You're probably sitting somewhere right now bitching about that fucking tranny at work and how you can't stand Samantha. Bye, Felicia. I have decided that I took this to my manager. I told my manager exactly what happened with my witnesses from the back room. And listen, I don't go to my manager for every little thing because I think we're adults and should be able to deal with this stuff on our own. But this girl feels they need to go to the manager every single time something goes wrong. Okay, well, I finally went to them and I finally said what I said. They said they're going to bring it to head office. And if head office doesn't do anything within a week or two, then I'm going to my union rep because I'm not going to work in an atmosphere where it's transphobic and I fear for my safety. If she's kicking stuff around me, she's likely to hit me too. That's just the way it works. That's like a guy who punches a hole in the wall before he punches you in the face. It happens. Anyway, I wanted to put that out there. Have you dealt with transphobia at work or even homophobia at work? And how did you deal with it? What was your recourse of action? Comment below and tell me what happened in advance. Depending on the comments, I will apologize for anything that's ever been done to you. Because no one should ever feel like they don't belong at work. I fear going into work now. And I don't mean I fear like going to work, but I mean like I loathe the idea of working with this person because she's such an asshole to me. And people can see the animosity. It's not like she can pretend not to not like me. Like me, at least, I can fake it. I'm a grown up. Because listen, you're not always going to get along with people at work, and that's fine. But at least up front, in front of customers, learn how to fake it, bitch. Just like you do in bed. Or just like your partners do in bed. Either or. And yes, I fucking went there. I'm sorry. I'm angry. I'm pissed off at this situation. I get along with everybody at work. I love my day job. And I know that's such a weird thing to say, but I actually love working at Rexall. I love the team I work with, aside from her. So yeah, if head office doesn't deal with the situation, then I'm going to go to my union rep and have them deal with the situation, because transphobia like that shouldn't be allowed in the workplace. As always, I thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm sorry this wasn't a happier, bubblier rant. If there's anything you want to hear me talk about, please just leave a comment below and I will do my very best to get onto it. As always, I hope that you had an amazing holiday weekend. I certainly did, getting time and a half on Friday when I worked. So yeah, I love you all so much, and I appreciate you viewing my channel. I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And yeah, as always, don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. I will catch you all on the flip side. Bye.